This is my NetBeans. Yeah, because I already have it installed before, so I just run one by one. Oh, sorry, I need to start my server. Remember, Apache server, MySQL, database server, then we can run. Otherwise, yeah, you cannot run your project, this web application using database. Yeah, but to do that, it's just a minute. Yeah, I need to, let me see. I need to, all right, so exam, yeah, I need to start my, yeah, my exam. Okay, yeah, control panel, yeah, all right. All right, start Apache first. Okay, ready. Then MySQL next. Yeah, here for you, some of students, I noticed some of students in this class, they also, they are in the 4010 Java web class, because in that class, you also use MySQL, but one thing different, because you change your username password, all right? Yeah, because if you want to connect MySQL, you can use that one. Yeah, here, I put the username, password, root, password, nothing, double quotes, empty string. Yeah, when you download my examples, if you use different password, username, password, you need to change. Before you run it, you need to change. Okay, all right, just let you know. Yeah, for other students, only do this class, then you do not need to change, because we use the default account. All right. So let me run the first one. Yeah, I will post a zip file of these 3 examples. Each one contains a tutorial. Okay. Inside there is an HTML document explaining the lines in the code. Yeah. Yeah. But today I explain the details in my PowerPoint slides. Yeah, so I can explain more than the tutorial. Okay, yeah. Let's start. The first example is called UniversityView. So we use the university database. It is included in the zip file of this first example, UniversityView. Yeah. So you have everything inside. In my tutorial, it covers, all the steps you need to run this example. All right. Now I just run it. Yeah, here, UniversityView. Yeah, that's this PHP, UniView. Yeah, this one. We need to run it and see the result. Yeah, run. See? Yeah. After running, so here you can see the simple interface, very simple interface. Here I just display the student data. Yeah. Remember, we have 5 tables in this UniversityView, in this university database. Yeah, the first one, student table, only 2 students. Then you click the hyperlink course. Yeah. Then you see the content of the course table. You click section, hyperlink, you see the section table content. Grade report, you see the grade report content table. Prerequisite, yeah, you see that content. Yeah, that's simple. This is our first example. Review. Okay, yeah. So I'll explain the code. Yeah. So a lot of things, the basic things we need to do to get all these features. Yeah. That's the first one. The second one, we added just one feature on top of this example. That's it. Yeah. Only small modification to add sorting feature. Each table we can sort based on any column, right? Any column we can sort ascending order based on this column. Yeah. Just this simple feature. Yeah. So let me run the second one. It's called University Sort. Yeah. Here I use sort too, yeah, but basically the same thing. Yeah. Unisort. All right. Yeah, I just run this. Run. Yeah, Unisort. So below each column, there is a sort button. Ascending, already ascending order. You cannot see the difference. Yeah. Here, yeah, already ascending. Yeah, descending, we can see the difference, right? Yeah, yeah, you can see the difference. But now the sort, you can see the difference, right? Yeah, yeah. Sort, yeah, sort based on this column, but click this one, based on this column. All right, and so on. All right, yeah. That's simple, pretty simple, right? Yeah. For other tables, we all have this feature, right? Other tables, we all have the sorting feature, okay? Yeah, all right. Section, everyone, set this feature, all right. Query report, yeah, all right. All this feature, all right. Simple feature, yeah, all right. Last one, yeah, yeah. So here, yeah, yeah, all right, yeah. Here, we want to do this feature, although you see a simple sort feature, but we want to do this efficiently. Yeah, what do you mean efficiently? All right. I told you this idea before. What do I mean efficiently? Here we have 5 tables. We don't want to write the same feature 5 different times. That's not efficient. If you write 5 times, that's not efficient. We only write 1 time for 5 tables. 1 general time covering all 5 different tables. So that's 1. Each table, we have several columns. We don't want to write, for each column, we write one function, another function, and so on, right? That's not efficient, all right? So we want to only write 1 function covering all columns, okay? Yeah. So as a summary, we just want to write everything is covered 1 time. Yeah. Yeah. Everything sorting related to sort 1 table based on 1 of its columns, only write the code 1 time, covering all the possible cases. Yeah. So that's our, we feel it's a good way, efficient way. Yeah. So we will see, very simple. Do that. Not hard. Yeah. Pretty simple. Yeah. So next, another example. This is example number 2. The third one, 2-way sorting, ascending order, descending order. Yeah. Just do a little more 2-way sorting. Okay. Yeah. So our example number 3, 2-way sort. All right. Yeah. All right. Unit 2-way sort. Let's run this one. On top of that sort example, this time 2 directions, right? Yeah. Ascending, descending, descending, ascending, each one, right? So ascending, descending. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty simple. Yeah. Yeah. So here you can see the only difference comparing the third one with the second one, only difference, we just add another parameter. Yeah, because when you do the sorting, you need to tell which direction you want to do the sorting, ascending order or descending order. So when you do the sorting, you also need to get that direction information. Then you write your query statement, adding that order information, okay? Order by that information. Yeah, it's very simple. Yeah. All right, so let's start. Now I jump to my, because after you see these three examples, yeah, so we will learn the features. Yeah. How to make it work, you know, everything you need to make it work. Okay, all right, so let's start. Yeah. Yeah. The first one, we will go through a lot of details, but second and the third only add one feature, one more feature, much simpler. Yeah. Yeah. After you download, you also you play around. So you run on your computer, you know, play around and study the code by yourself. Okay, all right. All right. Okay, all right. Yeah. UniversityView. Yeah. So we have seen all the features there. So let's start from the very beginning of the code. All right. Yeah, so the first one, the top line, yeah. So here I do not show you the whole, yeah, but I just go through line by, you know, important lines. Yeah. Simple lines I can skip, yeah, but important lines. All right. This line, yeah, although it's a simple line, a lot of things I need to explain here. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. So let me go through carefully. The first thing, this $MN, we know it's a PHP variable, right? Yeah. So first we know it's just a simple PHP variable. So we use dollar starting with the dollar symbol and the variable name. Here, MN, why I use MN, you know, I think because what information do I want to store in this variable? Menu number, yeah, because I make our table on the menu bar. Yeah, the top bar, it's a menu bar, right? You need to click one item in that menu bar. Each item corresponds to one table number. The table, we just use a number to represent the first table, second table, third table. Yeah, but we use indexes. Yeah, the first table, index 0, right? Yeah, and so on. Yeah. Last table, index 4. Yeah, we have 5 tables. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 tables. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So when you look at the value stored in this variable $MN, you know which table is selected. Which table is selected. Yeah, that's the way we control table selection. So this variable, oh, sorry. All right, sorry. Okay, yeah. All right, so this variable is used to store the table selection. Okay, table selection. Yeah. One parameter is used to store table selection. Okay, that's simple. All right. The first thing. Second, int val, this function convert a string to an integer value. All right, yeah. Convert string to an integer value. Yeah. Here, so why string? You may ask me why string? Yeah. Look at the value part, this part. Yeah. Input underscore get. Input underscore get. So what's that? So retrieve and input parameter with the name. Parameter has a name, right? With the name. Each parameter must have a name, parameter name. Here the name is MN. It's a string. The name is a string. Okay. Then name is a string. The value is also a string. Its value is also a string. Although we put number there, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's in string format. Why? Why in string format? Okay. Because any HTML input data is in the string format. Okay, yeah. Any HTML input originally, it is a string format. If we want to use it, as a number, integer, floating point number, we need to do the conversion. Yeah. But because here, we want to use this number as an array index. Okay. We want to use it as an array index. Okay, yeah. We know index should be an integer, right? Int. So here we do that conversion. Int val, we call this function to do the conversion. Okay, all right. Yeah. But because at the beginning, we have no chance to select which table, right? When we run this program the first time, we do not have the chance to make any selection, right? So the default selection, that is the default selection. Zero. Because default, after you retrieve, you get empty string, right? You get nothing. Empty string or null, nothing. But this function will convert that nothing, no information to zero. Okay, yeah. So the default, so when you call this function on nothing, the converted value is zero. Yeah. So that's the one we use for the first table. Okay, yeah, all right. Then another thing I like to explain is this filter underscore input. This function, you can see filtering. We do filtering on our data. Okay, we do filtering. Yeah. What kind of filtering? Yes, here. Filtering the data. Try to do some protection because we know there is some, hacking technique. Hackers, they can embed in the code to, try to access your database. Yeah. So hackers, so usually they can embed some JavaScript code to access your database. Yeah. So that kind of hacking technique. Yeah. So this function can, try to detect and, try to disable. Yeah. Because if a hacker embeds some JavaScript function, so this function will disable that JavaScript function. Okay. Yeah. So harmful code. Yeah. So that means every time when you try to retrieve input data, you need to do this kind of filtering. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, so that's the first line. Yeah. So we have so many things to learn in this first line. Then, second, database connection. Okay, yeah. First, in order to connect, so here we use this function, MySQL I underscore connect. Yeah, here, this I version. Because there is an older version without this I, just the MySQL underscore connect. So that's the older version. And many current our programming environment, newer programming environment won't support the older function. Yeah, because sometimes my code probably uses the older version. Yeah, some students cannot make it work. Yeah, but for some other students, they can make it work. Yeah. So if it doesn't work on your machine, you need to check if you use the newer I version, MySQL I version. Yeah. So we can change to the I version. Yeah. All right. Then the host name, in order to connect the database, so you need to get the host. Here we use localhost. Yeah. Username, our default username, password. So if you use different username, password, you need to change here. Okay, the value here. Yeah. Then the database name. Yeah. So you install this database. Here I call it UniversityDB. All right. Yeah. So with all the information needed, then we call this function to create a connection object. So we use this variable $CONN. So we store this connection object. Every time when we do the database query, we need to use this connection object. Yeah. At the end, after we complete our database queries at the end, we like to close this object. Okay, yeah, we know a database connection object consumes memory resource. So after we close it, we release the memory resource. Yeah. So if you do not forget to do that, yeah, so in general, you can save some resource and make your applications run faster. All right, yeah. So that's the basic things you need to do. So then here just to check if the connection works or not. If due to any reason the connection not working, so then you see some error message. Okay, all right, so that's the connection part. Then after that, we need to prepare our data. We need to retrieve our data from the database. And we use here array, this place, we use an array to store table names. So you see, yeah, this is our first 1D array. This we use a 1D array to store table name. Yeah, 5 tables. Yeah. So here I listed these 5 table names. Yeah. Here you can see we just store one by one. Here you can see I do not specify the index number. You can specify. Yeah. If you like, you can put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but here for PHP, if we do not put it, just a natural order. 0, the first one, 1, 2, 3, and so on, in the natural order. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But if you jump, it's okay. Yeah. So I store 3. Yeah. Value at index 3, then 2, then 5. Yeah. If you want to do that, you can do that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. After that, yeah. So that's the all 5 tables. But which one is the currently selected table? Yeah, look at this line. We create a PHP variable called $PHP_name. This PHP variable stores, we use this variable to store the name of the current table. How about that? Current table. Okay, yeah. Index $MN. That's the index of the currently selected table. Okay, yeah, that's simple. Yeah. So here you can see, we just use this variable. We can access any one of the 5 tables. Now, so this help us use one unified way to deal with all the tables. Okay, yeah, yeah. So this is one step we need to take in the table name part. After that, we need to retrieve the data from the selected table. Yeah, here. Retrieve the data. Yeah. But when you retrieve the data, how do you know the columns? Show columns. Yeah, our first query, we want to, yeah, so look at this query statement. This query statement. We want to get all the column names in an array, all the column, because we need to display it on top of the current table. Okay, and we do not want to type column names manually, right? Although you can do it, but you know, here we want to take a more efficient way. So we just retrieve it from our table, all the column names. Yeah. Okay, so then we run the query, MySQL I underscore query, then first one connection object. You pass the connection object, that variable, as your first parameter to this function, then the query string. Yeah. So this is for the newer version. You need to pass the connection object. The older version without MySQL underscore query, older version, you do not pass that connection object as a parameter. Okay, yeah. So the parameter object is taken as the default connection object. So you don't have a chance to pass connection object. So that's the older version. Yeah. In that way, you can only use one database database connection object. But this new way, we can pass connection object as a parameter, so you can open multiple databases, right? Yeah. If for some reason your application, you need to work on multiple databases, you can use this version to do it. Because each database, you could create one connection object. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Several database connection objects. When you do query, if you need to use the first database, you use the variable that stores the connection object for the first database, the second, third, and so on. The newer version, you can do it in that way. Older version, you can only work on one current connection object. Yeah. All right. Then result, yeah, so you get a query result here, result 1. The next step, we need to retrieve all the values from the result. The result is usually, it's a 2D array, the result. You have rows, you have columns, okay? Yeah. It's a result, is a 2D array. So now we need to retrieve the result, but we only want to retrieve the row with this index, the string index. Yeah. Single quotes 0, the string index. Yeah. So that corresponds to the first row of the result. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's 0. That's the column information. Yeah. So that's the the first row, if we do the query like this, that's the information for all the columns. Yeah. All right. Yeah, but we use a one loop. So the column 1, column 2, column 3. Yeah. So we store all the names in this fields, dollar fields table. Now later, when we need to display all the column names, we use this array. Okay. Yeah. All right. Next, retrieve data. We need to display all the table data. Okay, yeah. So this time we use data to the array, ARR, this array, yeah. PHP 2D array. You can see when we declare 2D array, we still use create an array object. It's an array, it's a 1D array, but each element is another 1D array. That's the way we make 2D array. Yeah. So from outside, you see a 1D array, but when you get into individual elements, each one is another 1D array. That's the 2D array. Okay. Yeah. All right. So now we do the query, retrieve all the table data. Okay, star all the table data, yeah. Because this variable stores the table name. Yeah. So you do not worry about which table is used. The selected table is used here. Okay, yeah. So here you can see PHP variable. We use the PHP variable here. So in this query, inside the double quotes, you can use that PHP variable. Okay, yeah, all right. Then you do the query. Yeah. So you get a query result, result 2, another 2D array is stored inside this $result 2 variable. Yeah, so you have rows, you have columns. Okay, all right. Now retrieve the data. Yeah. So here, while loop, every time we retrieve one line. So this $line variable, fetch array, yeah, yeah, underscore associate, yeah, because array, it uses the associative array. Okay, associative array. Yeah, that means the array index can be strings, yeah, associative array. Yeah, all right. Now, for each line, yeah, so use a index variable $I to control, index. Yeah, because here the 2D array, you need to specify rows and columns. $I, that's the row number, row index. All right. Then inside the column, second one, then the column value. So you use inner for loop, for each loop, inner for each loop. So you retrieve that $column value. Yeah. Line, oh, yeah, because here, yeah, you use that line, right? Yeah, every time you retrieve one line, okay, but that one line separated by space, right? Yeah, so many fields, all the fields are separated by a space character. Yeah, all right, yeah. So here, this for each loop, every time you retrieve one field value, column value, okay? Yeah, in this variable. So this variable, you assign it to this 2D array, data 2D array, because later we want to display this table data. Okay, so we retrieve in this way. Okay, yeah, 2D. Yeah. Yeah. Index for the row, you know it. Yeah, so you fix it. Then you go through all the columns. Yeah. All right. So then after this while loop, you have your 2D data stored in this 2D array. So later you can display it. Okay, all right. Yeah. Retrieve data. Then display table names. Yeah. The menu bar, the top of the table, the top of our, interface, users interface, we need to display all the table names. Yeah. So we need to do that. All right. Yeah. Opt ARR option. Yeah. So that option, do I use this? Yeah. Table names. Where do I store that? OPT ARR. Yeah. Yeah, I remember we use table ARR. Yeah, but where is our option ARR? All right. Yeah, I didn't see the option ARR. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Because yeah, I need to go back to see my code. Yeah, why I use this. Yeah. But it looks like it should be the table ARR, right? Yeah. Based on the logic, it looks like table ARR. Yeah, but why here I use the option ARR? Yeah. OPT. Yeah. All right. But it's just a name. Yeah. Because I try to display the table names here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here you can see, yeah, when the table is selected, here I use this, inside this table, the for loop, I use if statement. If the parameter value equals the current $I value, that means this table name is selected. So we display the table name in the boldface. Okay, yeah. Otherwise, if we display a table that's not selected, we display a hyperlink, this A element, anchor element. All right, yeah. href UniView.php, but we pass parameter value to it. Parameter name. Yeah, so this is the very slow writing. This is parameter. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, always very slow. Parameter name. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah. All right. Probably too much memory used. Yeah, so you know it. Is it PowerPoint thing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, parameter name. All right. Yeah. Then the value, we use this PHP expression. Look at that. Yeah. Because we want to retrieve the PHP, the value of the PHP variable. So we use this print or echo. Yeah. Some people use echo, the same thing. Yeah. Echo, print and echo here. Because we just want to display its value here. Okay. All right. mn equals that selected value, that value. Yeah, the value, when you click it, then we send this URL to the server. This hyperlink, we send this URL to the server. Okay, yeah. So that's the display table names. Next, display table data. Okay, yeah. So this time, we just display the plain data, no hyperlinks, so nothing. Okay, yeah. But we need to display in rows and columns. Yeah. Rows and columns. Okay, yeah, yeah. On top, first, top part, we display fields. The first row, we display all the table fields. Then after that, we use a nested for loop to display rows and columns. Yeah. The outer for loop, yeah. To the array, yeah, the zero index, yeah, yeah, because we take the first row from that 2D array. Yeah. So this 2D array, the first row. The first row, it's another array, right? It's another array. So this count function gives the number of elements in that array. Number of elements in that array. In the array. Okay, so that number corresponds to the number of fields. Yeah, all right. So then for each field, we display the data for that field. Okay, yeah. So the, 2D indices, first dimension, second dimension. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So here. Yeah. 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 All right. Yeah. Try to figure out. Yeah. First dimension, second dimension. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So then after the table at the end, we need to close the connection to release the resource. Yeah. So that's the first example, UniversityView. Yeah. So we basically, we display the table data, all the table data. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then the second one, we just do one sort feature. Yeah. So I only talk about the lines related to the sort feature. Yeah. So this line, when you do the sorting, which column you select. So here I use a CN that refers to column number. Each column you have an index, right? Yeah, column number. Yeah. The CN, the first column corresponds to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. Yeah. So you know which column is selected. In this way, you do not need to write the specific columns. You just use the column number to control the column selection. Yeah. All right. Then sorting feature order by the field name here. Order by field name. Yeah. When you use this order by clause to do the sorting, there are two directions to go: ascending order, ASC ascending order, descending order, DESC. For ascending order is default. Default sorting order. So you can see if we do not say anything, that's the ascending order. Yeah. So here, yeah, you just provide field name in this way. Yeah. The PHP representation, the field name. Okay. Yeah. So then your query is there, okay? Yeah, but you need to call a JavaScript function to do the sorting. Yeah, you click the sort button, so you need to call a JavaScript function to send the request. So here we include the JavaScript file, university.js JavaScript file in the JS folder inside this web application. Yeah, we will put a JavaScript function there. Yeah. All right, so then for each sort button, so input, so that is the sort button, we connect it to a JavaScript function. So this on click, when you click this button, this JavaScript function is called. The function name is sort current field with 2 PHP parameters. The first PHP parameter, the table selection. Table selection. Yeah, you need to know which table you want to do the sorting. Yeah, so you need to know the table selection. Second is the column selection. Yeah, then it's enough to do the sorting. With these 2 parameters, you can send a new request to the server to do the sorting. Yeah. How to send a new request? Yeah, the next slide, when we see the definition of this JavaScript function, we know how to send a request to the server to pass these 2 parameters. All right, yeah, very simple. So in the university.js, we write a definition of this JavaScript function. Sort current field, yeah, function, you declare a function, 2 parameter variables, U and V, all right, yeah, inside just the 1 line. Document.location.href, yeah. So this is the way we want to send a URL to the server, to the current server. Yeah. So here we do not specify the server name. Yeah, the current server. That means the current server. Okay. All right. Then the PHP file name unisort.php and all right. Unisort question mark, after question mark, we pass the parameters. The first parameter mn equals that u value. Yeah. JavaScript, we accept the u value as the first parameter value. Then to write the second parameter, we use an ampersand sign to separate 2 different parameter name and the values. Yeah. So ampersand sign. Okay. Yeah. At the end of the first parameter value, ampersand, then the parameter name of the second parameter, cn, equals the value. Yeah. So that's our URL. Okay. Yeah. Then this function, when you call this function, the URL in the string is passed to the current server. So you send a request to the current server and you get what you need. Yeah. The 2 parameters, you display the right table and you sort your data based on the selected column. Okay, so that's all you need. Yeah. All right. So the last thing, 2-way sorting, you just use the third parameter, dir, direction. Okay, dir 0 for ascending order, 1 for descending order. Okay, yeah, yeah. You retrieve, you look at the value, dir value. If it's 0, yeah, ascending order, yeah. So you put an if statement, dir order by just the field name. If it's 1, not 0, order by, for the after the field name, DESC. Yeah, descending order. Okay, yeah. In this way, the remaining display part, everything the same. everything the same. Yeah, but your JavaScript function, you need to pass the dir value. Okay, the third one, UVW. All right, in the previous, yeah, here I didn't include JavaScript, but you can, based on the logic, you can modify to get that version easily. Okay, UVW. Yeah, the third one, dir ampersand, right? At the end of the second parameter, at ampersand dir equals the $dir value. Yeah, so you here from this example, you can see typically in our PHP programming, we use variables to control different parameters. Like in these three examples, that's the typical way. Okay. Later, when you do many different features, you just use different PHP variables. You can control different parameters. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we complete, our first round programming study. Yeah. So later I have some more examples.